Hello there, welcome back. Tonight, we're going to take a slow, gentle journey into something quite ordinary, something your body may already be doing, perhaps even right now, yawning and stretching. Those quiet little acts that tell the body it's time to rest. But behind those simple motions is a story that goes back through thousands of years, a story of ancient people, sleepy kings and queens, silent monasteries, and peaceful traditions. So, if you're ready, nestle in, pull your blanket a little closer, and let your breathing slow. Let's explore the soothing history of yawning and the slow, wonderful ritual of stretching. Yawning is perhaps the oldest ritual of rest, older than language, older than fire. Before we spoke, we yawned. And as we yawned, we stretched. Arms above the head, backs arching. It's one of the first things we do as we wake, and the last before we sleep. In ancient Egypt, yawning was thought to be a way the body communed with the soul. They believed that during yawns, the soul could briefly whisper wisdom to the heart. Hieroglyphs from around 1500 BCE even show people mid-stretch, arms wide, shoulders back, perhaps morning prayers, or simply a long, satisfying sigh into the sun. In ancient China, scholars and emperors alike would yawn during long scroll readings. Far from being rude, it was a mark of being alive, of qi, life energy, moving through the body. When the body stretched, it was thought to realign inner balance, a form of harmony. The Romans, great lovers of leisure, took yawning seriously. In their villas, open to the air, you could find marble couches designed for rest, the lectus. There, after a meal, a Roman might recline and yawn deliberately, arms out, feet bare, listening to the distant chirp of cicadas. Writers like Pliny the Elder mentioned yawns not as signs of boredom, but as natural resets, much like stretching before a walk. They observed it in animals, in workers, and especially in scholars. In the quiet libraries of Alexandria, or in the gentle bathhouses, men and women alike would pause, lean back, and yawn with delight, a signal not of rudeness, but of real human softness. The body, reminding the mind to slow down. In the Middle Ages, yawning became part of a different rhythm. The monastery bell would ring before the sun rose, and sleepy monks in woolen robes would shuffle to prayer. They would yawn as they walked the stone corridors, hands in sleeves, backs bent, their movements unhurried. Yawns weren't judged, only noted. Even in the quietest places, the body speaks. And among those who took vows of silence, a deep breath and stretch became part of the language of life. Some Benedictine texts describe morning stretches in poetic terms. Lift the arms as if to greet the light, let the breath rise like incense to heaven. Imagine the stillness of a cloister, a gentle breeze, the warm scent of old wood and stone, just breath and quiet and the soft sound of sandals on old floors. Stretching is something every culture has understood in its own way. In Japan, samurai were trained to stretch quietly before battle, not with force, but with breath. Yin and yang. Balance. In medieval Europe, stretching was part of waking. To stretch one's bones, they said, was to greet the day. In peasant cottages with thatched roofs and hay-stuffed mattresses, a family might rise slowly, with yawns echoing like soft music. In the warmth of firelight, before bread was baked, before fields were walked, the body would wake with ritual stretching. No rush, just movement, just breathe. Stretching after sleep even now is your body's way of saying, yes, I am here, I am still. Yawning isn't just ours. Cats, dogs, horses, even fish. They all yawn. Cats stretch in perfect arcs, silent and sleek. dogs yawn with their whole faces, wide and slow. In ancient Greece, Aristotle observed animals yawning in the heat. He said it was nature's way of cooling the mind. In quiet farms of the past, animals and people would rise and rest together. Horses in stables, cattle in barns, soft lowing, creaking wood, sleepy snorts. You might hear it now in your imagination, the rustle of straw, the warmth of breath in cold air, the gentle stir of a waking world. In the past, people lived in such closeness with their animals. They shared space and silence and sleepiness. Modern science tells us that yawning cools the brain. It helps regulate temperature, and stretching, it gently activates the nervous system, a peaceful awakening. But the ancient world didn't need science to know this. They felt it. The poet Virgil wrote of limbs reaching toward the stars as they woke. The Greeks called it pendiculation, the instinctive stretch of waking. It's not exercise. It's the body remembering itself. So the next time you stretch, now or in the morning, feel how old it is. How many lives and centuries have done the same.